Yeah, Pinnacle batch, Pinnacle 2027 and 2028. Welcome back. My apologies for the slight delay. Okay, a quick attendance before we start. Okay, class compilation notes. Okay, class started. Class started. Jai Shri, Anshu Sharma. Yes, Kavish, Sachin, Kizia, Khushi, V. Raja Durga, Sian, Divya, Sumit Kumar Kashyap. Okay, Arbaz. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Okay, so we were discussing evolution of man yesterday. So we were talking about few things. So let's continue. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So yesterday we were discussing the first species, the first type of, you can say, beta version of the human was Australopithecus. Who was having common features between apes and humans. Right. So he was the one who basically survived for the maximum time, starting from somewhere like 50 lakh years ago till 20 lakh years ago. But then we were talking about from 20 lakh years ago somewhere, Ice Age started. Technically, it is called as Pleistocene epoch. This ice age in geography, basically we have categorized it as, we have named it as Pleistocene. This time era, this basically this whole you can say era of the earth, where we are experiencing, the earth is experiencing this climate change or the ice age. It is called as Pleistocene epoch. Pleistocene epoch. So we were talking about ki initially this Australopithecus could not survive this, and a new species came into being, which was Homo habilis. And the first species which we say ki he is Homo, or basically has a lot of common with humans, so that is Homo habilis. And habilis was someone who was skillful, who had understanding ki we can use some stone or something. He was the first one who started using stone. This was the transition phase, and the actual species who took it forward was Homo erectus. The most important species which actually made it possible for us to survive, who survived for the maximum time in the ice age, was Homo erectus. He was not only smart, his brain size is higher. He is basically able to figure out better tools. He was the one who made hand axes and all, but most importantly, he's erectus. His backbone was erect, and he was able to migrate. He started migrating from Africa to Asia, Europe, China, Southeast Asia, etc., etc., etc. So he was the one who basically came to India first. As far as what we understand today, Homo habilis, can Homo habilis come to India? Is it possible for Homo habilis to come to India? Yeah, PDF अच्छी नहीं आती, कौन सी वाली PDF, सुमित? Yeah, tell me, was it possible for Homo habilis to reach India? Logically, whether we had Homo habilis or not, it is something we need to debate, and we are not very sure. But is it really possible for Homo habilis to come to India? No, no, because this was all started in Africa. And Homo habilis is the one who is not migrating, who is not having erect backbone. Yes, it is basically Homo erectus who started to migrate, and that means all over the world, right? And all over the world, only Homo erectus could reach, not the Homo habilis. So we are concerned about India. So for us, it is Homo erectus coming to us, not the Homo habilis. Yes, and somewhere around 2 lakh years ago, 2.5 lakh years ago, Homo sapiens appeared, right? And finally around 1.15 lakh years ago, we have Homo sapiens the final modern man. So this journey we had seen. Now let's bring this journey to India. Now we'll talk about how all these things panned out in India, how this person is experiencing at various sites, what types of tools they are using, right? What types of you can say artifacts we are going to have. Is there something we can guess about, we can investigate about their life or something? This is we are going to figure out now. Again, we are not concerned about what is happening in the world. Now, why the ages and all will differ, right? In every book, there will be different age for everything, right? These numbers and all will differ, right? And why? Reason is maybe a particular age started in India, let's say at 5 lakh years ago. But maybe the same age or the same characteristic will be there in Africa much earlier. Yes, so in the global context, the age will be different, the year will be different. Indian context, the year will be different. Also there is no clear line ki ha, from here, it already started, or this is the point from where this characteristic can be found. And it is like, it is a band, hai na, ki ha, at some place it is, let's say, 1.8 lakh, at some place it is at 2 lakh, at some place it is 2.2 lakh. So we cannot, you can say, we cannot say ki ha, there is a particular line. These lines we are drawing only for the sake of convenience. Yes, this makes the whole, you can say, discussion convenient for us, and for general studies it is good enough. For optional, you'll have to go deeper. You'll have to find out in which, you can say, in which site, which, what was the time or something. Yes, so let's go back. Let's come back to India. So we're talking about in India, basically the systematic study was started by William Jones, and then we were talking about James Prinsep, and finally it was Robert Bruce Foote. Yes, Robert Bruce Foote in 1860s. We had this Pallavaram hand axe and the Atiram Pakkam. This was something we discussed yesterday. Also, we're talking about the first person, who is said to have, set the responsibility for archaeology in India. He is the father of Indian archaeology. That is Alexander Cunningham. And then this Archaeological Survey of India was established somewhere around 1871 somewhere. And from there, we had a lot of generals. How the brain size increases? Yeah, okay. So this is the evolution. Ki ha, when you start using one muscle, you can say beyond a point, it starts to grow. Yeah, for example, if you're doing gym or something, your muscles, biceps, etc. starts to grow. Similarly, when we started using our brain like that, gradually what we found ki the size of the brain is increasing. Although size of the brain, there is also a debate. The size of the brain that directly does not correspond to intelligence. If there is, let's say, an animal who has a bigger brain, does not mean he'll be more intelligent or she'll be more intelligent than human. That is not the case. But here, when we are comparing the same species, then we can say ki ha, there is some correspondence. Ki gradually, since they are using their brain, you can say, they are trying to use their brain more and more. So gradually, what is happening? Their brain size is increasing. For example, now you see this generation. Yeah, the new generation coming in, they are already apt in, they are already, you can say, savvy in tech, right? You give a phone to, let's say, a child, and they will figure out a lot of things automatically on their own. Yes, so something is there, they are also evolving. They maybe they already have this software of, you can say, smartphones or something, and they are, very well using it. On the other hand, if you give the same phone to, let's say, older generation, they will struggle with it. They'll be like, it is better to have keypad phones rather than smartphones. Yes, so some evolution is happening even today, and that is very nascent, very gradual, right? And it's not very evident how we can conclude this, but still we can observe something like that is happening. So maybe that is how over the lakhs of years this development of brain has happened. Ki ha, they were having, the later generations was having bigger brains. Yes. Okay. Anyway, come back. So yeah. So yes, so we are talking about there were multiple, you can say, archaeologists who became famous and have contributed to various discoveries. Yeah, this was your homework, right? Okay, Robert Sewell, A.H. Longest, Alexander Rhea. Now, in general studies, they are not very, very important for us, but at least we should have slight understanding ki which person is responsible for what or something. Slight understanding is good enough. Okay. So John Marshall and all. This one is very, very important. This is something we'll discuss in detail when we'll be discussing Indus Valley civilization. Yeah, later on. Okay. So now the prehistoric India. So we understand. And now we can at least guess what? So now we can make a logical guess, educated guess. Now we understand that from Africa, this human might have come to India. Also, it is said most probably instead of coming from the northwest area, they basically came from somewhere from south. This is also a possibility. Most probably this is true. Why it is possible? You say, sir, here we have sea or something, right? It is possible because we must not forget this is ice age. And the sea level is slightly lower, and the continental shelf or the area over here is exposed. So it is possible to come via this route as well. It is not like they are swimming or something. They will be coming around the continental shelves, and they can enter into India from this place. This is a possibility. Most probably this is true. Yeah. Another thing. This person is actually Homo erectus. The species is Homo erectus. So as far as we understand, Homo erectus came to India long back. Now the point is, do we have any proof for it, right? Because it is investigation, right? We are investigating. We need some proof. Did we find any proof or something? Now think about this. Do you know, finding skeleton or fossil of, let's say, 10 lakh years ago is very tough, right? And it's very tough to find out, or basically excavate and figure out, है ना, कि हाँ, we find some fossil or something. So it is very tough to find fossils. Yes. So what can be easily found is tools. So tools are easier to found than fossils. Yeah. So either we should have fossils to prove this concept, or we should have tools to prove this concept. Yeah. Now tools is something which will not decay because they are stones. These are stone tools. So stone tools, the tools will not decay. But the problem with the tools is it is tough to figure out the age from the tools. Yes, and it's very tough because it's a dead, you can say, stone or something. So it is not possible to figure out age. Age can be figured out from here, fossils. Yes, from here, yes, we can find out age, but that is very debatable type of age. We are not very sure. If we are, let's say finding some tool or something, and there is some plant associated with it or some animal, found there. Accordingly, we can say, okay, maybe around this should be the age. So we are not very sure about the tools. If we find a tool, it will give us the correct age. But fossils, if we find, right, then we are sure, we will have correct age of the fossils or something. So now, what did we find? The oldest what we have found till now. So in the initial stage, in 1900, 1930 somewhere, we found some fossils over here in Potwar Plateau. Potwar Plateau, and in Nepal and all. Nepal. So the earliest you can say the finding is in the 1900s initial years. There were some, you can say, skeletons found. These are the oldest, right? Now let me show you. Yeah, and this is the one. Now this actually is not a human. It is not Homo. Yes, what we have found is something which is, you can say, much earlier of human. It is not a human. It is not Homo erectus. So till 1930s, 1940s, what we are finding, it is not actually human. It is somebody, which was much earlier than the humans. Yeah, much earlier than the humans. So we gave them some mythological names. We called them Ramapithecus. It is not Homo erectus. We called them Shivapithecus. We called them Brahmapithecus. We gave them some mythological names. Some dramatic mythological names were given to them, but they are actually not Homo erectus. Yes. Now what they are? They are actually Dryopithecus. They are not Homo erectus. They are Dryopithecus, and they basically belong to much earlier Miocene era. Now we are not concerned about what is Miocene. We are only concerned about it is roughly 1.4, right? It's not 1.4, 10 to 14. It is roughly 10 to 14 million years old. 10 to 14 million years ago. Now 10 to 14 million years ago, think about this age. Let's go back to the timeline. Yeah, 10 to 14. This is 4.5 million. Right, and this is 4.4 million years ago. It is much beyond it, right? And it is like 10 million more, 10 million more years if you spend, before this, then you will find those skeletons. So technically, this is not solving for us. This is not Homo. Yeah. So this is actually Dryopithecus. This is the name we gave to them. So this is Dryopithecus actually, and this is more like ancestor of chimpanzee, not the humans. Now, what about humans? The first proper human skeleton we found in 1982. Yeah. The first proper human skeleton we had discovered in 1982. There is a site called Hathnora in MP. In MP, there is a site Hathnora. Hathnora. Here, and this discovery was made by Arun Sonakia. This is 1982. This is important for us. So Arun Sonakia, basically there is a village called Hathnora in MP near Narmada only, and here he found a cranium, not the complete body, only the cranium, right? And the cranium part of the body. And here they did the you can say carbon dating and all, and they found out that this is some 30-year-old woman or something. So this is Homo erectus. We called it Homo erectus narmadensis. Yes, so this is Homo erectus. Also, along with this Homo erectus, we found some hand axes. These are Acheulean tools. Why? Acheulean tools. Yeah, so we found some advanced tool as well. Now, what is Acheulean? We'll come back to it. Later on, I will think about what is Acheulean. But some advanced advanced tools were there along with the skull. So that is Acheulean tools also were there. So this is the earliest discovery, and the age is roughly 5 lakh years ago. So maybe, just maybe, Homo erectus were there before 5 lakh, 6 lakh, 7 lakh or something, but the proof which we have is 5 lakh years ago. So for us, the Paleolithic age or the Stone Age in India will start from 5 lakh years ago, when Homo erectus reached India. So this is the safe spot where we'll consider it must be 5 lakh years ago when Homo erectus is coming to us. So most of the books will refer will say that the Paleolithic age or the Stone Age basically belongs or basically starts from 5 lakh years ago. This is the best proof we have, right? This is 1982 Hathnora by Arun Sonakia, right? And we found a woman's cranium, and it is 5 lakh years ago. Another discovery is at Bori, Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, there is a place called Bori. So here also we found some tools, not the skull, tools. And here the age is 1.4 million years ago. But as I told you, we cannot rely upon the age which we get from the tools. So this is 1.4 million years ago, but it is yet to be, you can say, research more or something. So it is not very much confirmed. This is confirmed. So 5 lakh years ago, Homo erectus coming to us. So our story will start from 5 lakh years ago. So from you can say 5 lakh years ago, we can say that India will have what? India will have the Stone Age. The human has arrived into India at least 5 lakh years ago. So the whole story will start from 5 lakh years ago. Are we all aligned till this part, everyone? Yes. So what matters to us is this discovery, Hathnora discovery, Arun Sonakia. Again, this is not all very useful, but at least we found it. Again, this is not very much confirmed, but we are sure that Bori must be a Paleolithic site, right? And this is confirmed. Yeah, shall we go ahead? Yes. Okay. So let's start from here. So one is Hathnora, one is Bori. Yeah, Bori, Maharashtra. Okay. One question UPSC had asked in 2023. Can you answer this? Easy one, at least straightforward. Right? They had asked a very simple question, straightforward. If you have seen their name somewhere, you can handle. Yes. Now, since UPSC has already asked the names, next level is they might ask their contribution. Yeah. So someday they might also ask who is associated with Vijayanagar, who is associated with Bhimbetka, who is associated with Ajanta Ellora, right? So such questions can also come in future. So let's be ready for it. Yes. Okay. So now, so this is, so let's start the Stone Age, right? Stone Age. Now, Stone Age. So we are discussing Stone Age. I need to change this. Okay. Anyway, the Stone Age. Stone Age, stone basically can also be called as lithic. Stone is lithic. Lith means rock. So lithic. So Stone Age or Lithic Age is one and the same thing. Okay, now the point is the Stone Age. Why the stone is important for us? Why are we calling the whole age as the Stone Age? Why? Yeah, yeah. Because stone is the only artifact we have. We have nothing else. Right now, from this age, we have only and only stones. So, stone is the most important artifact we have. It's the, you can say, basis of our living. Basically, we are dependent upon stone tools and everything, and that is the reason. That is the reason stone is important. So, this is called as Stone Age. Now, the Stone Age was earlier divided into two parts. Yeah. So, initially, because it is all ice age, and this is technically called as Pleistocene. Pleistocene. Pleistocene epoch. Yeah, let's be more technical. Pleistocene epoch. And now we have named this era when we had ice age. We call it as Pleistocene epoch. So in Pleistocene epoch, this is the, or let's start for India. Let's say, roughly around 5 lakh years ago, Stone Age will start. Correct? So this initial age, when Homo erectus entered into India and gradually they started to evolve, this initial age is called as Pleistocene. Sorry, Paleolithic. Now it's very simple. Paleo means old. Paleo is old, right? And a Paleolithic. So this is technically old Stone Age. So in the initial phase, it is called as Stone Age, right? And initial stage, it is called as Old Stone Age. But at some point, we figured out roughly around 4,000, 6,000 years ago, or we should say 6,000 BCE, not years ago. So roughly around 6,000 BCE, we figured out something. At this point, we figured out agriculture. Now, this is a huge discovery. This is amazing discovery. This is very, very important discovery. Reason, till this point, we were dependent upon hunting and food gathering. Yes, yesterday we were talking about ki initially what? Initially we have hunting. Initially we depend upon hunting and food gathering. Food gathering. But this is a moment. This is a very, very important moment in our life because we figured out agriculture, and now we became food producer. So we can say survival is quite easy from here, right? Or much easier from the previous era, and that is the reason this is called as New Stone Age, Neolithic Age. So from 6,000 BC, we can say we have the starting of Neolithic Age. Yes, earlier there were only two divisions. Yeah, earlier there were only two divisions. One is Paleolithic, one is Neolithic. But then there was an argument कि sir, somewhere around 10,000 BCE. 10,000 BCE. Somewhere around 10,000 BCE, climate change happened. Climate change. Starting from 10,000 BC, because of this climate change, the accurate number is 11,700. Right, na ki haan 11,700 years ago. But roughly it is 10,000 BCE. So from 10,000 BC, what happened? Climate started to change. Now there is no more ice age. It is warmer now. So since there is no more ice age and since climate has changed, so now we will name it as Holocene. This is Holocene epoch. Pleistocene is over now. And this is Holocene epoch running even today. Yes, Holocene epoch. So now we are living into Holocene epoch. Earlier it was Pleistocene ice age, but somewhere around 10,000 BC what happened? Now it is no more ice age. Now it is much warmer. So now we entered into Holocene epoch. Yes. Now since we are entering into Holocene epoch and the climate is much warmer, so the life over here is quite different from the life over here. Yes, here we have more animals and all. So one of the key thing which started to happen over here was domestication of animals. Yes, domestication of animals. So you can say that there is a transition phase between Paleolithic and Neolithic. There is a transition phase where we are evolving to this new climate or something. We have new type of food and all. We have this new storage of food. We have animals, etc. So this transition phase has to be treated separately than Paleolithic age, and that is the reason it was named as. This new age should be named as Mesolithic. Meso means in between, middle. Mesolithic age. So technically we have three ages. One is Paleolithic, one is Mesolithic, one is Neolithic. So this is how you can divide the whole, you can say, Indian time frame, right? Starting from 5 lakh years to 10,000 BC, it is Paleolithic age. Starting from 10,000 BC to 6,000 BC, we have Mesolithic. From 6,000 BC to 1,000 BC, we have Neolithic. Now what will happen after 1,000? That we will think separately. Yes, Mesolithic is under Holocene. It is basically after the climate change. First of all, let this timeline settle in. This should come in your copy. Yeah, done. Shall we go ahead? Yes. Yeah, shall we? If I'm writing something on the board, you have to copy. Okay, let's go ahead. Yeah, so this is the division we are discussing. Indus Valley Civilization, Chalcolithic, something we'll add later. Right now, we are not worried about them. Right now, we are worried about Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic. Right now, this will come later. This will be added later. So we are discussing prehistoric age. This was basically coined by John Lubbock, right? John Lubbock, again in the global scenario. So he had in 1863 only he had coined this term Paleolithic, Neolithic. So earlier there were only two stone ages. This was added later. Mesolithic was added later. Yes, so this is the division which we have made right now. So first of all, let's talk about Paleolithic. Yes. So I'll be using this timeline, much cleaner to copy and all, right? And you continue in that only. Okay, so let's talk about Paleolithic first. Paleolithic. Paleolithic age. This is something starting from 5 lakh years ago and it will go till 10,000 BC. Yeah. So just now we have discussed that they are the one who are dependent upon food gathering and hunting. That this is at least already established कि हाँ, they are dependent upon food gathering and hunting. Now tell me, will they be living in a large group of 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, or will they be surviving in a very very small group of, let's say, 15, 20, 30? Yes, what is more feasible? What is better? When you are dependent upon food gathering and hunting, is it better to have a very very small group and diversify, right? And everybody should be responsible for you can say finding food and all. Yes, so is it you can say better or easier to survive in small groups, or it is better to have very very large groups? The small groups, है ना, we all agree. So in history we call these small groups as कि हाँ, they were basically living into band society. Very small groups, maybe maximum 30, right? And 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 something, right? At max it can go till 50, but 30 is the, you can say, safe spot. It will not go beyond 30. So they will be living in a very very small groups, and they will be dispersed, correct? They will be dispersed, they will be diversifying, they will be figuring out you have food on their own. It is like if you have, let's say, thousand people to feed, and you get let's say you killed a whole elephant, right now, because we have big animals over here, mammoth and all will be there. So suppose even if you kill the elephant, even then elephant might not be sufficient to be fed to, let's say, thousand you can say members. So it is better to have small groups, so that the rate of survival is better. Yes, so how the small groups are better. Now another thing is it very very clear that this band society will also be in the state of perpetual migration? Yes or no? Yeah. Now the benefit of having a small group is you can be mobile, you can move faster, right? If you are, let's say, if you are going to some place for, let's say, recreation. Let's say you have gone to visit, let's say, South India, or let's say even outside India. And if you are, let's say, 2 3 friends only, then you are very mobile. You can easily decide, okay, today let's go to beach, today let's go to this particular place and all. But let's say you are basically traveling with a whole you can say family group, right? You have 30 40 people with you, then it is very very tough. You need to have very very much, you can say, planned itinerary. Otherwise it is like somebody is saying today I want to have rest, somebody is saying let's go to beach, somebody is saying let's go to museum, etc., right? It will be chaos. So similarly, because this is a very small group and they have to find food, it is all about survival. So they have to find food, they have to hunt, they have to gather food. Somebody will be responsible for going to forest and all and find the veg food, right? Like fruits, etc., or something, whatever they can find. Few will be responsible for the hunting part, okay? They have to hunt. Few will be responsible for taking care of those who are, let's say, sick, or let's say there are pregnant women or something. They have to take care of them as well. Yes, the small group can do that. So yes, so they are into perpetual state of migration. Now another thing is, does it make sense to have permanent houses over here, to make villas, flats or something? Yes, so we realize that since they are migrating, they are the band society, they are in the perpetual state of migration and finding food and all. So it is better to not to have permanent houses. Why to waste time in this? Yes, why to create permanent houses? Does not make sense. And so they will not be having any house, break, permanent house or something. They will prefer to live in open air. Or maybe caves. Maybe some valleys. Why valleys are preferable? Valleys are good. Reason. In valley you get water, right? Like if you are living close to valley or something, first of all you get water. Second is you get stones. Yes, so valley is good for both the things. You get water, you get stones. Another beautiful thing about valley is animals come to drink water, right? Na? So it is good for hunting as well. If you are living in a valley, there will be some animal coming to the valley for drinking water. So you can kill that animal there only and can eat, can have fun. Yes, okay. So yeah. So open air, river valleys, caves, rock shelters. These will be the preferred you can say living style, rather than and again, there will be no permanent house or something. At least we have not found any permanent house belonging to the Paleolithic age. Yes, so one thing is band society. Another thing they are into food gathering and hunting. Yes, now I already told you that this is the spot where we don't have anything like agriculture. Right, and I already discussed no agriculture. We have no idea of agriculture. Now, when we have no idea of agriculture, we also understand that we will not be having any idea of pottery. Pottery is something which comes with agriculture. So, no pottery or something, no pottery. Yes, no house. Then another thing is they have idea of fire. So most of the Homo erectus or maybe Homo habilis somewhere, because they were using stones, they were striking stones over each other and all, and that was the reason they got the idea of fire. How they started to use it, when they started to use it, we don't know. Right now we have no idea. Even we are not very sure it is Homo habilis or Homo erectus who basically found the fire. Even who started eating non-veg, who started eating animals, and that also we are not very sure. Yes, we are not very sure. Maybe Homo habilis started eating animals. Maybe they started eating fish and all. They started with fish or something, and then they moved on. They started killing animals and eating more animals. But we are not very sure who is the one who started it, when exactly they started it. But we know at least in the early age only they started doing this. Yes, later on we will also find one thing called art. So even they will do art. Yes, so we'll come back to this, but again, another important feature of this era is tools. Yes, tools. Yeah, and that also stone tools. So tools can be of stone, and gradually we'll figure it out that even bones can be utilized as tools later on. Right now, not in the initial stage, but later on. And even wood maybe we were using in the initial stage only, but yes, so wood, bones and stone, these are the three material available to us, and we can use them for the whatever purpose we need. Now the point is, what are the purposes? Stone tools. So the most important thing is stone tools. Tell me the purpose of the stone tools. Stone tools can be utilized for why? What all things? Purpose of the stone tools. Okay, let me help you. One is, of course, obviously hunting. What else? If someday you have to list it down, the purpose of the stone tools. Hunting, fishing, mining. Why are we mining here? Cutting. Okay, cutting. Okay, cutting is good. Cutting. Yeah. What if I say digging? Digging. There is a fruit, not fruit exactly, but there is some you can say veg, veg food called as kandamool, right? Which is below the earth, right? Even in Ramayana, you must have heard that Bhagwan Ram and Sita were having kandamool. Right, in the forest, they basically dig the roots of the plant, and they eat that kandamool. Yes, kandamool. So there must be some food, coming from below the earth, and they must be eating roots or something. Right, so yes, so kandamool, something like that. So digging, digging. Yes, digging is important. Yes, for making fire. Yes, for making fire as well. Then gradually this work will evolve. They will even have chopping. Scraping. Scraping is scraping the skin of the dead animal or scraping the bark of the tree. Right now, so skinning is basically scraping and all. Right, scraping. Wood chopping, chopper also. Yes, chopping and all. Yes, chopping. chopping is not only about wood, it is also about meat, right? And here you have to chop the meat as well, right? And the meat. Then there is one more thing, cleaving. To basically you can say split the meat into two, right? Or basically split a wood log into two. So cleaver. It is more like, you must have seen uh, what you say, which you basically hold like this and then hammer, right? Now I don't know what we call it, right? Now even in Hindi I'm not remembering what exactly it is. Chisel, right? Now chisel, yes, chisel. And now the chisel, so chisel is what? Chisel, basically you place that chisel somewhere, right? Now it is more like, there is a sharp edge over here, you place it somewhere and then you hammer, right? Now chisel, yeah. So chisel, so cleaving, so even cleaving is one of the function, cleaving. So gradually we will have stone tools for it. Initially, in the initial stage, we will have hand axes. One of the earliest tool which we have is the hand axes. Yeah, earliest tools also includes choppers. Yes, another hand axes, choppers, cleavers. These are the earliest ones. These are the basic and the earliest ones. Cleavers. And then we will evolve into pointers, scrapers, blades, etc., etc. Yes, we'll see how they look, but yes, so these are the tools which we'll be using. Yes, now at this point of time, these tools, yeah, so this is quite obvious that the stone which we would like to use over here should be a very, very hard stone. It should not be like, it's a very, you can say, amorphous type of stone. And if I, let's say, make a hand axe and if I go try killing an animal, the stone should not break away. Right? It should not be like if I hit that stone somewhere, it should not break away into 10 pieces. That should not happen. Right? That is suicidal for me, right? And if I'm going to kill one animal and animal got to know that he is not having tool or something, he will attack on me. He will definitely kill me. Right? So it is basically, it is safe to assume that we are smart enough, right? Humans are smart enough to figure out that which stones are very, very strong. They have done this much R&D, they have experienced this much, and they figured out that there are few types of stones which are very, very strong. One of the type which is their favorite is quartzite. And that is the reason, because quartzite is immensely used. Quartzite is the most favorite stone. So that is the reason they are also called as quartzite man. Yeah, so quartzite is the strongest stone available to them. They have figured it out, right? It is not like they know it is quartzite, right? Now they know this is a hard stone. Whether it is called quartzite, whatever it is, right? They don't care. So they know ki this is the hard stone, and maximum stones, or they will try to have quartzite for their tools. Yes. Now, it is not like if they don't have quartzite, they will kill themselves. Right now, it will not be like if we don't have quartzite, we will not have a tool. It is not like that. So they will anyway make a tool using limestone or whatever stone is available to them, but they will prefer quartzite. So it is not like it is exclusive. They will only make tools of quartzite. That is not the case. But quartzite is a preferred tool, right? And whatever they will get, they will make, right? And it is not like they'll wait for quartzite. They will find quartzite. This is the preferred stone. But even if they have limestone or if they found some other stone, that is fine with them, right? And it is not like they hate other stones. It is just that they love quartzite. Yeah. So quartzite is the preferred stone. Yes. Now, another thing, at this point of time, the tools which they are making, they are basically, you can say not so good to look at. They are not beautiful tools, because here they are not much worried about the beauty of the tool. They are worried about the utility of the tool, that the tool should have a good grip. It should not slip from my hand. That is the intent over here. It is not like they want to have tool to basically impress somebody. See how beautiful hand axe I have. Yes. So in the initial stage, or in the Paleolithic age, we have unpolished, undressed tools, because at this point of time we are more worried about survival than beauty. You look very beautiful, but you are not able to kill animal. You are useless. Yes, so unpolished, undressed, you can say rough. So this is the stage. Paleolithic is the stage where it is mainly about survival. It is ice age. They are hardly able to get animals and all, and that is the reason they are basically busy doing all these things. They are not finding anything else. Their whole life is about finding better tools, creating better tools, and advancing into this, you can say, this technology, so that they can have sufficient food and survive. Yes, so Paleolithic age, one more thing you should write over here, that it is all ice age. You can also say Pleistocene epoch. And it is better to write so that it is there in your notes. Pleistocene epoch. Means it is ice age. Yeah. So this was in a general scene from 5 lakh years ago to 10,000 BC. This is Paleolithic age. Mostly dependent upon food gathering and hunting. They were living into band society. Tools, mainly stone tools. They will have bone tools as well, but mainly stone tools used for hunting, etc. Hand axe, choppers, cleavers, pointers, scrapers. Gradually, these tools and all will evolve. Are we all aligned till this part, everyone? Now, last thing, let's add. There are three sites in India which are consistent over this phase. Or basically, you can say they were there, or people used to live there. These Paleolithic people used to live there from the starting till the end. Right now, there are three important sites who were inhabited starting from roughly 5 lakh years ago till 10,000 BC. So these three sites are very, very important. One is Didwana. This is in Rajasthan. One is Raini Gunta. This is in Andhra. And one is Bhimbetka, MP. Yeah, let me know if we are all aligned till this part, everyone. If yes, we shall go ahead. Yeah, shall we? Yes. So again, there are so many sites. I'm not asking you to mug up all the sites in the very, very first go, but gradually, at least one site per, you can say, time, two sites per phase, and something like that. So gradually, you should pick sites, because till now UPSC was more interested into sites only. Right now, most of the question, 99% of the questions, which basically came from the Neolithic or Chalcolithic, wherever, it was all about sites. Yes, so site is the most important thing. Yes, it is the most important thing. It's Rainy Gunta, Reni, Rainy Gunta, Gunta. So we are talking about Paleolithic age, right? This is basically ice age, mainly dependent upon hunting and all. Sometimes we were killing animals, sometimes animals were killing us. Right? So this was the time where food, wild fruits, vegetables, hunting. This is something we are doing. No knowledge of agriculture, house building, pottery. No knowledge of any metal. Right? Please write metal as well. Right? Metal. Any metal? No metal. We don't have any metal. And now let's categorize. We don't have any metal. Let's categorically say this. No agriculture, no pottery, no metal, no permanent house. Yes. Okay. So later on, there will be more usage of fire. Then later on, there will be art as well. Yes. Band society we are talking about. It's a band society, small group, 20, 30 people. That's it. Yes, the purpose of the stones we were discussing, ki haan, it is basically used for hunting. That is the most important thing. Hammering, cutting, boring, chopping, scraping. Right now, then we'll later on make spears and all spears, arrow, etc., etc. Wood will be used as firewood. Right now, bone implements will also be utilized. So digging, this is from NCRT basically. So digging, suppose we have this type of tool and we can dig and find out if there is some, you can say food or something, right? Even this can be used for stitching clothes. Ki haan, we have some animal skin. After killing the animal, we have the skin of the animal and we will make some holes, right? It's more like a perforator, right? It can make holes, and then using those holes, you can basically make a cloth and wear it. Right? You must have seen, old movies or something. There's a movie called 10,000 BC in which the ancient people, or basically not ancient, Paleolithic people were wearing, animal clothes or something. They were using animal skins as clothes. Yes. Also, this is very cold, right? So it makes sense to wear animal skins. Yeah. So we are talking about quartzite is the most important tool over here. A lot of tools they made, hand axes, cleavers, and all. Again, the specific tool we'll see later on. Yes, quartzite man. I told you ki they are the quartzite man. Again from NCRT, so one of the basic technique is stone on stone. If you want to make a tool, then you basically use one stone, right? Take one stone and use another stone to hammer on it, right? So this is how you can chip it. Yeah. Now one important thing over here to know is कि suppose there is a stone, right? And if I use another stone and I start hammering it, so once I start to hammer, it will start to break. There will be some small pieces coming out. Yes, these small pieces are called as flakes. Yes, and finally the tool which will be created out of it. Let's say this is the tool. So this main part will be automatically called as core. So if you think about this, basically we are using another stone to hammer to take out flakes and create a tool. So this tool will be called as core tool, because it is made up of core of the stone. Yes, core tools. So one of the basic or one of the earliest method or earliest thing which we will be having core tools. But the point is, can we also use these small scrapes? Flakes. Can these flakes can be used? Is it possible? Right? We don't know. We'll think about this. But anyway, the main purpose is we will be using the core of the you can say stone, and that core you can say tool coming out of it will be automatically called as core tools. Right now, core tools. So core tools are the basic things. This is how we create a core tool. Now, another thing is pressure flaking. Here we have three things. There is one stone, then there is a punch in between, and then there is a hammer or precursor over here, which will use like that. We are very precisely we are able to chip the stone. Yes. So one thing we must understand, that this Paleolithic man is a very smart man. It is not like somehow they are creating it. They are expert of it. They are doing it for lakhs of years, and that is how they gradually have developed techniques. And today we have given some names to these techniques, the kind of stones we have found. So accordingly we have given them names, because one type of technique produces only one type of stone tool. Right, na, they are so expert that they basically use a technique, a particular technique, and they will be producing identical tools every time. Every time they use that technique, they will create a similar tool or the identical tool. So that is how we have given, we have recognized it. Okay, these are this type of tool. This is coming from this particular technique. Now we are not very much interested into techniques and all. That is too deep. But still you should know some names. For example, one is Levallois technique. Levallois. Just for the sake of information, I'm telling you. Levallois technique is more like, suppose this is a stone. Now I start to hammer it, and gradually let's take out this part. Now this is this part. Yes. Now what I'll do, I'll basically clean this top space. Then I will create grip over here, and then I'll struck the hammer here, and I'll take out this part as well. So in the end, what I have a disc like this, and it has some structure like this, and there's a grip as well. Every time they will make a tool will be this only. This is called as Levallois technique. Levallois technique to create this particular tool. So we have found these tools a lot. These are basically identical tools, and we have given a name to it. This is Levallois technique. Similarly, there are more techniques like discoid core, Mousterian technique, etc., etc. So now, so they are so much specialized that we have a particular. Let me show you. We'll come back. We have a particular tool which is Acheulean tools. So they were producing a particular type of hand axe which was very symmetrical. Very symmetrical. This symmetrical hand axe, you'll see, will have a grip over here. It will have a grip over here as well. Here also they are having some grips and all. Here also they have given some holding space or something. So every time they made this hand axe will be like this only. So this is Acheulean tool. This was first time found in France. The site name is actually Saint Achille, and on the basis of the site name, we have named it as Acheulean tools. Now the point is, did we get Acheulean tools in India as well? Yes, we'll find Acheulean tools in India as well. So what we are observing, they are specialized in making tools. It is not random. I need something, I'll create one tool or something. It is not random. They have specialized techniques to create these tools. Yeah. So we have seen some sites already. Didwana, Renigunta, Bhimbetka, I told you. Now later on, what happened? Paleolithic is a very, very long era, very, very long, starting from 5 lakh years ago to 10,000 BC, right? It's almost 5 lakh years. So these 5 lakh years are also divided into three parts, so that we can have better understanding of the each part, depending upon the characteristics, depending upon the tools. We have divided it into three parts. One is early or lower Paleolithic age, one is middle Paleolithic age, one is upper Paleolithic age. So in general Paleolithic we have seen. Yeah. So you can divide the Paleolithic into three parts. One is lower Paleolithic age, one is middle Paleolithic age, one is upper Paleolithic age. Now the lower is the longest time, starting from 5 lakh years ago to 1.4 lakh years ago. Yeah, longest time, till 1.4 lakh. Then almost for 1 lakh, 1.4 to 40,000 years ago, we have middle Paleolithic age. And from 40,000 to 10,000 BC, we have upper Paleolithic age. Now what we are expecting over here? We are expecting that we should be able to observe that gradually this man is getting smarter. As we move from lower Paleolithic age to middle Paleolithic age, there should be some development. Right, and there should be some, you can say increase in his cognitive abilities. There must be some better tools over here. As we move from here to here, we must again have some, you can say, special developments over there, better tools and all. Something like that should be happening over here. Right, and that is how we can say it is evolving. Yes, so let's start with lower Paleolithic age. Let's see what type of tools were being used in the lower Paleolithic age, what are the important sites and all, and gradually we'll be able to mark the, you can say development, how the man is evolving from here to here to here. Yes. Yeah, so let's start with the lower Paleolithic age. Exactly what is lower Paleolithic age? So gradually we'll see this development of tools. Initially we were more into hand axes, then gradually scrapers and all will come, and then perforators and the blade, etc. Right now this is something we will observe. So let's do this. Let's start with lower Paleolithic age. Lower Paleolithic age. You can continue in the same page, or you can have a separate line for Paleolithic age and divide page into three parts: lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic, upper Paleolithic. Again, we don't have to write a lot of things over here, but still good many things we have to write. Yes, so accordingly you can use the space. It is not necessary that you do everything in the same page only. You can have a new page. Yeah. Now, since I have this luxury to zoom in, so I'll be using it. So yeah, the Paleolithic age in general, we have already established that it is about food gathering. Correct. What else? Food gathering and hunting. They were good hunters. And another thing we have established that they were mostly living into band society. Yes, and so let's start with these two things. These two things will be there in all the three phases, right? ना कि हाँ, food gathering, and they are food gatherers and hunters, and they are living into band society. Now, what happened in the lower Paleolithic age? Starting from 5 lakh years ago to 1.4 lakh years ago, almost 3.5 lakhs. 3.5 lakh years. Yes, so let's start with lower Paleolithic age. So now this is the earliest phase, and we must also understand that this is the point where we believe that Homo erectus came into picture. Correct? So most probably this is not most probably it is the age of Homo erectus. The Homo erectus has come to India, right? And now he's in India now, and he will bring all his whatever information he has, and he will survive in India. Yes, so it is Homo erectus. It is actually the age of Homo erectus. Now this is the earliest stage. So here we will use core tools. Because these are the basic tools, right? And very, very basic things. Here we have core tools, we have a stone, and we will use the core of the stone to make tools. The common tool which we have over here are hand axes. Yes, the earliest one. In fact, there is one more tool called bola. Bola is actually not a tool; it's a gola. Right? It's just a round stone or something. Bola, hand axes. Right, no, the actual tool is hand axe. The real tool, the best tool, or the earliest tool which we have is the hand axe. Very common, very common. Every Paleolithic, lower Paleolithic age man will be having hand axes. Then we need choppers. Choppers for chopping. We need cleavers. Yeah, so hand axes, choppers, cleavers. These are the earliest tools we are having. Right now, the hand axes. Hand axes like this one. Simple. You can hold it in your hand. This one. These are the hand axes and all. Let me show you a cleaver as well. This is the cleaver, right? Like a chisel. This phase. Let's say if we put it on a flesh or something, and this is holding on the flesh, and if we hammer from here, right, it will split into two. Same can be done with the wood log as well. Yes, to cleavers. To cleavers, hand axes, choppers. These are the common tools which you are having initially, right? Not chopping. So stone tools, rough and heavy, yes. Core tools, yes. Quartzite, yes. Basic. Initially it is all quartzite. Yes, quartzite. Plus. It is not like it is only quartzite. And they have an issue with the other type of stone. No, they like quartzite. That is the reason it is quartzite. Plus, we also understand that Homo erectus is the one who might or who was having the knowledge of fire as well. Was he using fire, you can say, prominently? No, and not very prominent. It was mainly meant for keeping themselves warm and all. Roasting of the food is not very common. है ना कि they used to roast food. That is not very common over here. The fire they must be using, but it is more for keeping themselves warm because it is ice age. It is a Pleistocene epoch. Yes, so fire. So fire they were using. Yes, they were having fire. Now, right, this is good enough. That's it. Right now, where all we have found these characteristics. So another important thing for us is definitely the sites. Right? Tell me if you don't know this. We have a site called Hathnora in MP. Can we consider this as a lower Paleolithic site? Can we consider Bori, Maharashtra as the lower Paleolithic site? An issue? Yes. Can we also consider Pallavaram, Atiram Pakkam? Right, na both are in Tamil Nadu. Right, you already know all four. Yes, so now let's add few more to it. So one site is at Kalpi. This is at Yamuna River. Kalpi. Yeah, one is Isampur. Isampur and Hansgi. Isampur is basically close to Hansgi. This is in Karnataka. UPSC, prefers these South Indian sites. Yeah. What else? Even we can write Pahalgam, Kashmir. Pahalgam, Kashmir. Then there is Soan Valley and all, but it's okay. Balan Valley, Soan Valley. This much is good enough. Yeah. So 4 you already knew. We added 4 more. Balan Valley, yes, you can add Balan Valley as well. There are so many sites. Yeah, there are so many sites. It is not like we have to understand everything, we have to know everything. Right, one site we are discussing is Atiram Pakkam. Yes, Atiram Pakkam. Bori, Maharashtra. This one is Bori. This one is Bori, Maharashtra. Yes, then Hathnora. Hathnora is somewhere over here. Not marked there, but yes. Somewhere close to Jabalpur. Somewhere over here, Hathnora. Yes. Then what else we had written? Yeah. Then Kalpi somewhere over here. Kalpi. Somewhere over here, Kalpi. Yes. Then Pallavaram is also in Tamil Nadu only. Isampur, Hansgi, Isampur is over. Yeah, Hansgi, Isampur. Yes. Okay. Again. This is something, once you have the Khangkui cave. Very good. Read Khangkui cave in Manipur. Let's add one more. Why this? Yeah, Alexa, stop. Khangkui cave सुन के Alexa emotional हो गई. Yes, Khangkui cave. Khangkui Khansor, है ना? But let's like cave. This is Manipur. Khangkui cave. Why? This was in current affair. Right ना कि यहाँ. Yes, done. Kalpi, Yamuna, Isampur, 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 Hansgi, Karnataka, Pahalgam, Kashmir, Khangkui is in Manipur. Done. There are so many. Yes, but we are more concerned about the famous one, important ones, which UPSC can ask. Which the sites which are discussed at so many in so many history books and all, which are in general discussion. And also if UPSC is asking, they will be asking common sites only. Done? Yes? Okay. So this was the lower Palithic age. We were dependent upon the core tools and all. We have seen the tools as well. And Acheulean tools. Hand axe, one of the best hand axe we have, Acheulean. Right, Acheulean as well. And these are Acheulean hand axes, advanced hand axes. Acheulean or okay, Acheulean hand axe. Okay, let's go ahead. The sites and all we have discussed. There are more sites, right now, but it's okay. Right, this much is good enough for today. Now, recently, what happened in Telangana? So there was flood or something, and in Mulgu district, Telangana, we found some new hand axes. Right now, the Mulgu district can be asked somewhere. Yes, Another thing was Khangkhui Mangsor. Khangkhui Mangsor. So in Manipur, there is a cave where we have these Paleolithic artifacts. And recently, what happened? Now, not very recently, but 2022. In 2022, this was basically evacuated by the bats and all. Bats were taken out so that it becomes more tourist friendly and we can have more research in this. So Khangkhui cave, है ना? तो Khangkhui cave can be asked someday. Yes. So this was lower Paleolithic age. Now let's talk about middle Paleolithic age. Now it is like hunting and all is fine, but did we start talking? Yes, and it's very important to have this communication. And without communication, we are not going to go very far. Reason, because exchange of ideas, basically debates, discussion, this gives us a lot of better understanding. We need to understand the other person. So one thing which is important is communication. One thing which is important, that we start to understand each other. We start to have, maybe earlier also we were having emotions, but now we need to express to each other. And that is another important thing of, you can say, survival. So communication is one very important thing for the survival. So now let's come to middle Paleolithic age, where we are expecting more cognitive development, right? Where we are expecting now we will have, you can say we will be moving towards the modern man, and we can say this is the spot where Homo sapiens started to come to India. So this is also the point, because now we are expecting cognitive development and all. So we are expecting Homo sapiens, because in the world side 2.4 lakh is the point, 2.5 lakh is the point where Homo sapiens start to evolve, and within 1 lakh years, by 1.4 or something, Homo sapiens basically appeared into India as well. So here Homo sapiens are better than, or much evolved than, the Homo erectus. So we are expecting more cognitive development over here, more, you can say more understanding, or something like language or something we are expecting over here. Yes, to middle Paleolithic age. Now the core tools. Now we gradually realize that core tools are very heavy, right? They are the core. What about these flakes? The flakes we have left. So now these core tools will evolve into, or basically will switch to, flake tools. Now again, switching is not the right word. Basically we will you can say use flake tools more, but it is not like you will forget the old technology. These tools, hand axes, choppers, cleavers, they will still exist, but it is more like now we have a new tool with us, that is flake tools. We are using flakes to make tools. Yes, so this is the point where we are starting to have scrapers and pointers. So scrapers and pointers. So you can say this is addition, scrapers, pointers. Now this is pointers. Now they will start to dominate the scene. Earlier it was hand axes, choppers, cleavers, but now the new type of tools, which is flake tools, now they will start to dominate the scene. We have scrapers and pointers over here, like this pointer. These are flake tools. Now we are using the flake, the chipped part. The chipped part is what? It is lighter, and it is lighter and it is sharp as well. Yes, so now we can use these pointed edges. Yes, and that's how pointers. Now we have these points. We can basically plug it in inside the body of some animal or something. We can kill much more easily than the hand axe. Hand axe is more about impact, but here it is more about sharpness. Gradually we have this pointed element, pointed tool, and now we can much easily kill people. Right, kill animals, not people. Right, maybe we were killing people as well, but still. So scrapers and pointers. So now we have scrapers. A scraper is for scraping the you can say the skin of the animals or the hide of the animals, and scraping is also used for the barks. Yes, so scraping and pointers is something we are using now. Now they are the prominent tools. Now earlier we used to believe that this age has not developed in India. Yes, that was the whole belief, that this middle Paleolithic age was not developed in India. Basically, we might have seen some migration or something, but it is not much developed in India. Until and unless somewhere in 1960s, yeah, there was one archaeologist, H.D. Sankalia. So H.D. Sankalia basically examined, there is a site called Nevasa. So Nevasa. So he examined these sites, and here he found these flake tools. And he said, no, we have this Nevasan industry. The important site is Nevasa. And this was found by H.D. Sankalia. H.D. Sankalia. Now he's saying that Nevasa, yeah, so he's using this word industry for Nevasa. Yes, है ना कि we have a flake tool industry. Now a site can be you know, can be a factory site, right? Can be habitation site, or can be factory cum habitation site. And if the number of tools are very high, we call it a industry, right? It is not about that there is some machine or something. It is just that there are few places we have where we have a lot of quartzite stones or the other stones and all, like somewhere, you know, in a mountain or somewhere near a valley or something. So we have a lot of stones, so we will go there and make tool. So now what we'll have, you know, when we excavate today, we will have the chipped part. Right, and that's how we know, on the basis of the amount of the chipped part we have, we'll tell that this is a factory site. If there are so many chipped parts, then we'll say this is industry site. Right? Habitation site is for living. Ki haan, you know, somewhere in a cave or something, people used to live. We will call it a habitation site. But if both the things can coexist, there is a place which is good for making tools, there is availability of stone as well, and it is good for living as well, it will be habitation come factory site. Yes, so I hope you will not get confused into factory, habitation, and industry. So H.D. Sankalia found this Nevasa, right? Found this site in Nevasa, and he figured out that there are a lot of pointers, scrapers, and all. So all the Middle Paleolithic age tools, you know, are there in India as well. That means we also have this age. We don't have many sites, right? But yes, Nevasa is, you know, one important site. Another you can say is Tungabhadra Valley and all you can write. Yes, anyway, so we'll come back. Yes, the one we can write Sanghao Caves near Peshawar. So one more site with that. Sanghao Caves. This is near Peshawar, Pakistan. Peshawar, Pakistan. Yeah. And then you can also add Tungabhadra Valley, Narmada Valley, etc. Tungabhadra Valley. Narmada Valley. Oh, it's okay. Let's not write this much. So these are some important sites. But is this the only development we have? So we were expecting some cognitive development. So this is the point where we are having, you can say this is also called as cognitive revolution. Here now the Homo sapiens have come to India, and what we have is we have cognitive revolution. At least starting from let's say 70,000 years ago, we have cognitive revolution. Now this cognitive revolution means that now we are able to understand much better. Now we are able to express much better. Right? And for the expression's sake, we might have started with the click language. Right? Something like that. You come here, so we say something like that. Right? And we don't know. We don't know how we started. Right? And we have no idea how we started. But gradually this, you know, this developed into languages. So this is the point. This is the point where we finally will be having language. We started to express, we started to understand the, you know, emotions of the other people. Right now we started to express our emotions as well. So now this communication started to happen. Initially it might have been very rude, maybe sign language or something, but gradually we were able to produce languages. We were able to communicate. Yes, so now let's take a detour and let's talk about languages first. Then we'll come back to it. Yes, then we'll come back to this discussion, but let's talk about languages. So languages, scrapers and pointers and all we have seen. So we are talking about cognitive revolution. Somewhere around 70,000 years ago, we have cognitive revolution. Even our backbone became more erect and all. Right now, whether it is Homo erectus or Homo sapiens, the backbone became more erect. Right now, we were more, you can say, fluid. We were more mobile over here. So now, in Potwar Plateau, you can add one more site, yes. But let's talk about language first. So language. Yeah. So there was one surveyor in India called George Abraham Greason. Right? He was a civil servant, like what you want to become. So he was a civil servant, and he said that we should have a survey of languages in India. So he was the first one who conducted the survey of languages in India. What all languages we have in the various places. So one is language, right? One is the parent body called as language. One is dialects, which are the local dialects. Right now, for example, same Hindi, the way we speak Hindi in Delhi or Meerut is different from the way we speak Hindi in Lucknow. Is different from the way we speak Hindi or something in the eastern parts of Lucknow, in the eastern parts of UP. And then it is very much different from the way it is being spoken in Bihar. Right now, and then we go into Bengali part. So you see the speed, the flow of the whole language changes. The Delhi language, Delhi Hindi language is very fluent, very fast, right, and very straightforward. While the language towards you can say towards Bihar and all is bit slower. Right, slower. In our village, it is basically being said. My Baba used to say that after every 16 village there is a new language. The language basically dialect. The dialect changes after after every 16 villages or something. It changes. Yes, so something like that. There are so many n number of dialects in India. There are so many languages in India. Yeah. So let's come to it. So he was the one who basically started this survey. Yes. So this is Linguistic Survey of India. But in general, do we have the map? Yeah. So the first language might have developed somewhere over here, or maybe somewhere over here, but today we have it over here. The earliest language, the oldest language, which might have appeared somewhere around 40,000 years ago, is in this region. Yeah, this is called as Austroasiatic language. The oldest language the language group of the world. Yes, the oldest language group of the world is actually Austroasiatic. You can either make a map, or if you don't want to. Also in UPSC preparation, you must know how to make a map. Right, make a very simple map like this. Right, and then Australia and all. Yes. So we are discussing Austroasiatic. So this is the region of Austroasiatic. This is the oldest language group of the world. It basically appeared around 40,000 years ago. Yes, but we are more concerned about India. Is this spoken in India as well? Yes. There are some languages in India which are basically from this branch. One is Mon Khmer group. Mon Khmer. Yes. And one is Munda group. Spoken in Chota Nagpur Plateau, in this region, Jharkhand region. Yes. So in India, Austroasiatic, the oldest branch. So even in India we have it. Yes. In Indian subcontinent, Munda or Kol group basically still uses this language. Their language, their you can say speech belongs to Austroasiatic group. So Santhals, right? Santhals in Jharkhand, Bihar, West Bengal, Orissa, Mundas, they are basically the one who are speaking this language even today. Then there is Mon Khmer group. This is in northeast area, Khasi, Jaintia Hills, even in the Nicobar Islands, we have Mon Khmer. So these are the Austric people, Austronesian, this Austroasiatic. So even in the Australia side, these are Austronesian and are called as Austronesian. And somewhere around 40,000 years ago, they had appeared in Australia. That means it might have been developed, let's say 50,000 years ago somewhere. Yeah, maybe 55,000 somewhere, but we are sure that at least 40,000 years ago this language appeared in Australia, right? Now this Australia area, it was there. So earliest language is Austroasiatic. Yes, this part, yes, mainly this part, this is Austroasiatic. Now the second language which we have, the second language basically came from Tibet, this area. So the second branch which reached India was into Himalayan belt. This is called as Tibeto-Burman. Exactly when, we don't know. It is there in Himalayan belt. Exactly when, we don't know. We just know that it is after Austroasiatic and before any other language. The second branch which came to India was the Tibeto-Burman language. It is still spoken in the Himalayan belt, right? And in Nepal region, Uttarakhand, Himachal and all. So it is still being spoken in the Himalayan belt, and this is Tibeto-Burman branch. Almost 300 languages are there in the Tibeto-Burman group. Yes, so Tibeto-Burman, like Austroasiatic, is the family, right? And a family of languages. And then there are multiple languages, just as we saw Munda, Mon, Khmer and all. And then similarly, Tibeto-Burman is also a family. There are many, you can say, the Himalayan languages included into it. Now, the third branch, the third family which came to India, somewhere from somewhere from Middle East, there is a group coming to India which is Dravidian. There's a place called Elam, maybe from here. And one of the earliest time attributed to it is 30,000 years ago. So maybe around 30,000 years ago, one branch came to India, one language family came to India. And today it is being spoken into South India. So all the South Indian languages, like what? Telugu. One of the earliest is Tamil, then Telugu, then Malayalam, then Kannada. All these languages are actually Dravidian language. So this is the third family which came to India. Yes. The fourth family which came to India. See, now we have taken detour from Lithic age. We are discussing languages in general. Right, so that we can finish this topic as well, so that you have good understanding of languages as well. We don't have to have command expertise into this particular topic. We just need to have, you can say, a rough idea how these languages have appeared. Yes. Now, the third language. Somewhere around steppe, Central Asia. Achha, again, one more thing. Even today, Pakistan has Brahui. It's a Dravidian language being spoken in Pakistan. Even today, there are some pockets in Iran and all, right in the Middle East, where still the Dravidian language is being spoken. Yes, so it still exists in the northern part as well. Even in Chota Nagpur Plateau, there are Urao and all, right? Urao. These are the languages which are still Dravidian in the northern India. Yeah. So now the fourth branch. This is steppes from Central Asia. So steppes, or basically you can say Central Asia. There was a group of, you can say, people called as Aryans. Aryans migrated from here. Yes. Now they had also gone to Europe. And then they have also gone to Iran side. It is called as Indo-Iranian. And then they have also gone to India. This is called Indo-Aryan. And then they will occupy the whole northern belt. Yes, the whole northern belt is basically the Indo-Aryan language. The last to come is Indo-Aryan. This migration started around 2000 BCE. Roughly around 2000 BC, this migration has started, and then the final language came to India, which includes, initially it was Vedic Sanskrit when it came to India. Then some languages came out of it, which was Pali, Prakrit, and later on Apabhramsha. And then in the medieval times, right, in the medieval era, we will have all the languages which we have today, like Hindi, Bengali, Gujarati, etc., etc. Yes, so this is how the languages came to India. Yes, the development of languages we are discussing. It all started with Austro-Asiatic, the first language which we have traced till today. Maybe tomorrow we'll find one more language. Maybe 70,000 years ago, something we had a language. But before this, we don't have any idea. The languages which are existing even today. So one is the earliest one, which is Austro-Asiatic, found in this side, but also there in India, like Mon Khmer and Munda. Then the second one is Tibeto-Burman, existing in the Himalayan belt. Third one is Dravidian. Dravidian is something which now exists in the southern part, prominently exists in the southern part. But there are pockets. There are some pockets. Like you can see some. You can see some pink part. Pink color in the blue color. Something like that. Now we still have some Dravidian pockets in the northern side, like Brahui in Pakistan and Unnao and all in Chota Nagpur Plateau. Similarly, the last one to come was from the Central Asia, and these were the Aryans, and they brought these Vedic Sanskrit, Pali, Prakrit, and Hindi, etc. Indo refers to Indus. Yeah. So one was Tibeto-Burman, right? And a family has some 300 languages spoken in the Himalayan belt. Third, we were talking about the Dravidian language. I told you about Brahui. Brahui is in Pakistan. Right, and it started from Middle East somewhere around 30,000 years ago. This is the genetic view. There is another which is linguistic view. It says somewhere around 6,000 years ago it started from Elam region and all. Yes, so maybe from 30,000 to 4,000 BC somewhere we have this migration. Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam. Orao and Kuruk, these are spoken in Jharkhand. These are still Dravidian. Still spoken in Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Turkmenistan. So there are pockets where we still, find Dravidian language in the northern belt. Right. Similarly, Indo-Aryan we were talking about. Indo-Aryan, there was one branch who had gone to Europe. So we realize कि be it Sanskrit, Hindi or English or Latin or Spanish or Celtic or German or Romanian or Slavic, all these have common base. Yes, है ना कि all these have common bases. There is a lot of similarity between these languages, be it Sanskrit or English. Right, है ना कि you in both the languages. In one language you say matra, right, है ना mata. In one language you say mother. है ना, तो there is a common root between Hindi and English, or basically Sanskrit and English and all. Right, है ना, reason being कि the origin is common. That is, all of this is coming from Central Asia, and one branch is coming to India, one is going to Iran, and one is going to Europe. We'll discuss this more when we'll be talking about Aryans, right? We'll study about Aryans in Vedic era and all, and there we'll take up this topic again. But whatever we have studied, this is good enough. We don't have to expertise into this. We don't need expertise into this. So yes. So we are talking about earlier it was Vedic Sanskrit, then Pali, Prakrit and all, and later on Hindi, Bengali, Assamese, Odia, Maithili, Gujarati, Sindhi, Kashmiri, Punjabi, all these are basically coming from the Aryan belt. So yeah, so again, we'll come back to Lithic ages, but do we understand the language part, everyone? Sumerian originated in Sumeria. Sumerian, I guess, is again Dravidian only. No, Sumerian is actually Aryan. Sumer is Middle East. Sumerian, Middle East. We can remove this map. Right, we already have this one. How they know about age of language? This is something they have traced the pattern or something, right? Linguists know how they do it, right? I don't know how they do it. And again, there are linguists who have expertise over it, and then they compare with the rate of migration or whatever way it is, right? Now this is how they find it. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to our discussion. Yes. So let's go back to lithic ages. Now again, so we realize he has somewhere around 40,000. This is 40,000, not 4,000. Okay. So somewhere around 40,000, we realize कि हाँ here we have starting of Austroasiatic. Maybe something was there before as well. We don't know. Then Tibeto-Burman. Then Dravidian. And later on, the latest phenomena somewhere is Aryan. Not up to the scale, but yes. And again, very late. Aryan is very, very late, around 2000 BC. Yes. So two stages we have seen. Now let's talk about the upper Paleolithic age. Now we have seen the earlier stage was more about survival. The second stage, there is more cognitive revolution. Now we have, you can say, advanced tools, better tools. We have scrapers and pointers in the middle Paleolithic age, and we also have language. Right now we have started speaking, we have started expressing each other. Now we understand each other. This is a very good development, right? Like how cognitive revolution, has taken place, and now we are basically evolving. Now this is upper Paleolithic age. Now in upper Paleolithic age again. So this is the point. This is the point where we understand that even Homo sapiens came into picture. Now upper Paleolithic age is more of a evolved man, right? Now, yeah, evolved man. Okay, the way I'll give this feedback. Yes. Also, I'll share this on Telegram channel. Right now, Telegram is active. We can use it. I'll share the, you can say, the high quality file in the Telegram channel, and from there you can utilize it, right? That is also one of the possibility. Yes, I'll do that. And someday if I forget, please do remind me कि I have to share in the Telegram channel as well. So we'll share this, you can say, the original file, not compressed file, because they compress it so that it is easy to download for everyone. So yeah, so otherwise it's like 200 MB file something, and they compress it to I guess maybe 10 MB or something, so that it is easy to download. You don't spend a lot of data on it, and that is the whole intent. So I'll give you the original file on Telegram. Okay. Okay, let's go back. So finally we are into upper Paleolithic age, late Paleolithic age, or upper Paleolithic age. Now we are expecting much more advancement over here. Yes, so we find that here by this age we have found one new stone which is called as flint stone. Flint, chakmak patthar. Right, this flint stone is something which we strike will have chakmak, right? And हाँ जो है what happens? It is very good for you can say creating fire. Also, climate is comparatively, ice age is receding, and comparatively it is warmer than the previous, the previous eras. So gradually, it is, you can say, it is better place to be. It is cold, but it is not severe cold, right? And it's not very, very severe cold. It is normal, nominal cold can be managed. It's okay. So now the ice age is receding in the upper Paleolithic age, and now we also have found these chakmak patthar, flint stones. So one new development is कि now we have flint stones. Also, earlier we were having these pointers, we had. Now we figured out how to have blades, right? And blades is advancement, yes. So this point in this era, we also have blades, along with whatever we had previously. Now we also have blades, and there is one more tool called burin. Blades and burin. Now burin is nothing Burin is basically, you can say, something like a screwdriver. Yes, in the end there is a blade, right? And the top shelf is, a blade, and you can easily pierce into some animal. You can easily kill, right? And it is more like a knife or something. So there are some parallel blades, normal blades, and there are burins. Burin is more like a screwdriver. You can put inside the stomach of the animal, and then you can rotate, right? And like just like a screwdriver, you can rotate and kill that animal. Yes, the more you can say more efficient in killing. So now we have, you can say, better tools. We have blades and burins. Not only blades and burins, we also started using bone tools. The bone tools is quite evident over here. We realized कि हाँ, some small work, not for killing. Bones cannot be used for killing. For killing, it is like very, very weak. But other work, for example, I want to make a needle. Right now, I want to make a needle. Right now, so then I can use a bone. I can make a hole inside the bone, and I can pass on the, whatever fiber I have, and then I can use it for sewing. Yes, right? And so yes, the bone tools. The bone tools, you see, the bone tools. So there are few sites. There are very, very few sites in Andhra Pradesh where we have found bone tools. One is Karnool Caves. And one is Muchatala Chintamadi Gavi. Gavi is also caves. Both of them are in Andhra. Both of them are in Andhra. Yes. So first of all, we are using flint industries. We are having flint stones and all, and this is helping us out. So accordingly, we are creating tools. Another thing is parallel-sided blades, burins, etc. We have blades and all we are making. Bone tools we are using. Bone tools are found in Karnool and Puchhatla, Chintamadi, Gavi. So whatever random work we have using bones or something, where it's simple work and all, for simple works and all, we are using bones. The bone tools are also being utilized. Yes, and our bone tools are also being utilized. Now, another thing is, now, because we already have this cognitive development, now we can think more. Now, this is the point where we start thinking of art. Yes, so this is the era of art now. Art. So, art is basically, manifested in two things, right? What we have found are basically two things. Yeah. One is we have found eggshells. So we used to have ostrich in India earlier, almost 25,000 years ago. We had ostriches in India. Now we don't have, but we had ostriches in India. And what we found that the eggshell of the ostrich, right? The eggs of the ostrich and the shell of those eggs, the human over here has made design over it. Right, earlier we thought that it is maybe with the time it got scratched or something. So earlier we thought that it's a scratch, but then we realized no, there is a pattern. He is making some pattern like this one. Here you see, this is not a scratch. Somebody deliberately made a pattern over it. Right, there is some design like this. So this man is getting evolved. Now he has some idea of designing, some idea of art. So now he is making these things. So there are two sites where we found these eggshells. One is Jwalapuram in Andhra and one is Patna in Maharashtra. So the one thing is incised eggshells. Eggshells. One site is Jwalapuram. This is Andhra, and one site is Patna. This is not Patna. This is Maharashtra, Patna, Maharashtra. So now what we have? Now we have some idea of the art as well. Now we are starting to think in this direction that we can draw something, right? And this drawing we have taken to the caves as well. So in the caves we have made some rock art. Right, on the rocks, on the walls of the caves, we have drawn something. Right, and we have drawn something. Now the point is, what are we going to draw? Suppose we figured out, okay, yes, we can draw on this wall or something. Right now, drawing is something very, very, you can say, very basic thing which comes to us. Even if you give a pen to your child, right? If you give a pen to your, let's say, 2-year-old child, 1.5-year-old child, they will go and they will do some drawing on the wall. Right? They will do it. So it is not like that drawing itself is a technology. No, but drawing a painting is definitely, it involves some type of cognitive development. We are able to draw a proper painting. And what type of painting we are expecting over here? Yes, what type of painting is expected out of them? What type? Yeah. So basically, we draw what we see in our life. Yes. So since hunting is the most prominent thing, in their life, they are more concerned about animals and all. So hunting, or basically animals, will dominate in their image, in their mind as well. So they will be drawing animals. They are basically fascinated by the animals. They all think about animals, and that is the reason ki they will be drawing animals. So yes, so animal, birds, even humans. Animals in their mind, they are not able to see themselves. No, they can, but actually what they are seeing is they are seeing the animals. So for them, animal is huge. So they will draw huge animals, right? Big animals, and their own image, or the human image, it will be stick like. So they will draw stick like animals, humans. But animals, they will be like huge animals. Right, Anand? So now gradually this art is coming up. So this painting, rock painting and all will start. So in upper Paleolithic phase only we have some rock paintings. So we also have rock paintings, rock art. Yes. Now, in Upper Paleolithic age, we have just started. This age is not, you can say, known for rock art, but we started rock art over here. Right. So this painting is not yet very much evolved. We'll see better painting in the Mesolithic phase. Right. Much better painting. But somewhere over here, we had started painting. Yes. So some jo hai, green and dark red painting. In Bhimbetka, we have some green paintings and all. Right. So there are some paintings. We started paintings in this era, but actually it is the Mesolithic age who has painting as its characteristics. So we'll draw animals, etc. We'll start to draw. Yes. So again, we are not very much focusing on painting in this era, but we'll discuss this in detail in the Mesolithic age, ki what all paintings we have. So few sites for the rock art. So one famous site in this phase is Lakhu Diyar. Lakhu Diyar. This is in Uttarakhand. One is famous Bhimbetka. Bhimbetka. Yeah. Now, again, so in upper Paleolithic phase, we already have a lot of sites. We have Karnool Cave, Muchhatra, Chintamani Gavi, Jwalapuram, Patne, Lakhu Diyar, Bhimbetka. These are already there for different things which we have. But we can add one more site to it. There is a site called Baghor. It is in MP. And just add shrine structure. Shrine. Yes. So there is one more upper Paleolithic site which we have found. This is Baghor, MP. What happened? We found 3 stones, somewhere in this shape. There were 3 stones. Now this looks like there is some god We are not very sure. Nobody told us this is a god or something. But it feels like that they had some, you can say, reverence for this type of structure. Maybe this is a god for them. Later tribes, even there are some tribes today who are basically worshipping such a structure. Right now, the Kol and Baga tribe, they still worship this as a female goddess. So maybe the concept of God was also there, and that is the reason this Baghor site becomes important. We are not very sure whether it is the same, you can say, element or not, but it looks like the similar female deity or female goddess is being worshipped in the Kol and Baga tribe, and we have found this in Baghor, MP, right, in the Mesolithic, in the Upper Paleolithic era, which means that maybe they had this idea of some divine power or something. Yes, so this is one side which is important. So Bhimbetka, you can write yes. Okay. Rest we have discussed. So now look at the Paleolithic age in your notes or on the board, and let me know if you understood this. Now, how they were getting green color and blue color? How? Yes. Green color, red color. Yeah. V. Raja Durga. Plants, roots, natural dyes. Yes, correct. Right, and from plants you can figure out green color. There is a stone called ochre, right? There is a iron content of that particular stone. Iron content in that particular stone is high, and if you rub it, you will have some red color. And then what you do, you add animal yolk to it, right? Plant yolk or animal charbi, right? And animal fat. So animal fat you add to it. Now you have a proper oil paint, right? And you can use that for painting. Yes, you can use it. Red animal blood. Maybe, but red basically came from ochre. Yes. So let me know if we understood Paleolithic age. Lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic, upper Paleolithic. Are we all through? Yes. How can this be hold too long? Because it's natural, no? And it is inside the cave. It is inside the cave. So it is not exposed to rain and all. So that is the reason it has held itself. Even today we are finding it. It is there. We have the images. We have the proof. Yes. Okay. A quick review. Okay. So a quick revision. So we started with lower Paleolithic age. We said ki Homo erectus. I guess it is visible. Yeah. So first of all, we had established that this is the Paleolithic age. Paleolithic age is somewhere we all are dependent upon food gathering and band. Let's make a copy so that I can make it dirty. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So we started with Paleolithic age. This is Paleolithic age. We are dependent upon food gathering and hunting, and we were living into band society. This is Ice Age, technically Pleistocene epoch. It's very, very cold in this whole era. Then we had divided Paleolithic age into three parts. First of all, we had discussed lower Paleolithic age, where Homo erectus came to India. Yes, initially the tools were very nascent, very rudimentary, right? They were core tools. Even from the, you can say, earlier era, this is much more advanced, but still we had only core tools. We had hand axes, choppers, and cleavers. Yes, we were usually mainly dependent upon quartzite. We knew fire, yes. So there are few sites which has proof of the lower Paleolithic age: Hathnora, Bori, Pallavaram, Matirampakkam, Kalpi, Isampur, Pahalgam, then Khangkhui caves, Manipur. Then roughly around 1.4 lakh years ago, what happened? Homo sapiens have come, and now there is also change in tools. So since there is a whole change in behavior, this is the new age, right? That is the reason we switched. We said, no, from here, this lower Palthic is over, and now we are entering into the middle Palthic age. Reason, not because it is 1.4 lakh years, because there is whole change in the whole, you can say, scenario, behavior, attribute, etc., tools and all, everything changed. So from middle Palthic age, we see dependence upon flake tools, scrapers and pointers are there. We see cognitive development is happening, and what we saw was the development of language. Initially, the first language which we had was Austroasiatic, which was more prominent in the southeast region. Yes, but still spoken in India, right? Very few places, but still spoken in India. It is spoken in Mon Khmer, or basically Munda Belt and all, Chota Nagpur. So it is still there. Second was Tibeto-Burman. Tibeto-Burman we saw. Yeah. Tibeto-Burman we saw in the Himalayan belt. Right now, there are some 300 languages, different languages, which are being spoken in the Pahadi area, Himalayan area. And then there was Dravidian coming from the Southeast Asia, which is now left in the southern part of India, South India. Yes, it is still there in the, a lot of northern pockets, like in Chota Nagpur Plateau, we have Oraon and one more language, right? And then finally by 2000 BC we had Aryans, and this started with Vedic Sanskrit. It is similar to what we had in Iran, what we have in European languages, and then it eventually grew into the modern languages like Hindi, Gujarati, Bengali, etc. Coming back, so yes, the cognitive revolution we have witnessed over here. There are few sites like Nevasa is prominent. Otherwise, there are more river valleys. Tungbhadra, Narmada, Luni. These river valleys are known for this particular type of behavior. Yes, so not very much developed, but yes, we have few sites. Then came the final age where the Homo sapiens, the most evolved person, most evolved man has come to India. Right? This evolution also started from South Africa. So this is upper Paleolithic age, and now we have flint stones, chakmak patthar. Now we must be producing fire more frequently. Yes, blades and burins, new type of tools we have evolved. Now these are much sharper. Now it is, you can say, much easier to hunt than the previous era. We are also using bone tools for some purposes, right? Now, like Karnool and Muchatra, Chintamani, Gavi, in Andhra we have found such things. Also, this cognitive development has taken a new turn. Now we have some development of art, right? Now we basically draw something on the incised, on the eggshells. We basically make some pattern or something. We have found this in Jwalapura and Patne. Then rock art also, we started to do it, right? The best will do over here, but still we started to do rock art like Rakhudiyar in Uttarakhand and Bhimbetka, right? One of the other site important in Upper Paleolithic is Baghor in MP, known for some shrine is there. We're not very sure, but yes, there is some shrine. Yeah. So again, let me delete this one. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah. Shall we go ahead, everyone? Are we all aligned till this part? Are we ready for the climate change? Are we all ready? Are you ready? Yes, compilation notes will be given. I had asked team, how are we going to do this in particular batch? Okay. So from your batch, what we are going to do is the compilation notes will be uploaded after the class, not before the class. Reason being, I had asked team to basically upgrade, right? Update all the new things which I have started to teach, right? So for that updation, it is taking some time. So this was the discussion we had yesterday, because with the time, a lot of new things get added. So, or especially after prelims 2026, as I said, there are a lot of learnings for everyone, and for us also, there are few things. There are definitely few things, which I would like to add in the coming classes. Yes. So for that, it is better to have updated notes. So for your batch, the notes are being updated. You are not getting the notes which were given to the previous batches. Yes. So for that updation version, for the better version, we'll have to wait. So it will be uploaded after the class. Within 24 hours, the team will try their best to upload, so that you have the all updated things. Even this particular class or something, they will put inside your inside the new notes. Yes, so this will take some time, but it is good for us. Yes, good for you basically. Ki you will have updated version than the previous batches. I hope you got the point. Yes, okay. So let's go ahead. Also, I had asked the team to upload all the previous notes if you want to refer to them, so that at least 80%, 90% will be same only. Only 10% or something I have to update. So you can refer to the previous notes as well if you want. That will be also uploaded in the old notes section, right? Old notes, so that if you want to have a pre-reading of the topic, yes, updated version can be you can utilize after it is uploaded, or maybe you can update it as on your own. You can create your own notes and then you can do it, right? So I have also asked for this thing ki please upload the old notes as well, but I'm not sure ki they are going to do it, because it creates confusion. Two types of note, old notes, new notes, something. So again, I'll ask today ki what exactly, how exactly we are going to do it. Yes, okay. So let's go ahead. Yeah. So the climate started to change somewhere around 10,000 BCE. What happened? This climate, this Pleistocene epoch is over. Now we are entering into a new Holocene epoch. Yes. So now this animal, which we were killing till now, right? Till now we were more interested into killing this animal. Now there is an understanding. Now there is a, you can say, newfound love for this animal. We realize that it is not necessary, right? And it's not required. Maybe we should not kill them. Yes, this is the new knowledge we have. And now let's understand how this happened. So now we are entering into Mesolithic age. Now, Mesolithic age, this climate changes happened. The ice and all is gone, and now there is new flora and fauna, new plants, new animals. Yes. So now these new animals, if you see, right, this flora and fauna, if you see, and also now we have this new flora and fauna. Yeah. See, somebody was saying, sir, this is free. You can say what already made sites I'm using. I used to do it in the you can say I used to draw it in the class only, but this gives me better structure, right? And I started with that only. I started with a timeline where I have drawn this partition so that you can also draw. This basically keeps it more tidy and helpful for you only, not for me. I can do it on the handmade side as well, but this is better for you if you are eventually referring to the class notes, etc. It is better for you. It is much more segregated. It is cleaner than what I will create on my on the go if I create, right? So this is basically in your benefit, in your you can say for your benefit only. Okay, so Mesolithic. So as I said, now the things are changing. Now there is changes in flora and fauna. Now there are new plants coming up. Now there are new animals coming up. And now there are animals like deer, right? There are animals like rabbit. Now if you see a rabbit, when you see a rabbit and you go behind a rabbit taking your hand axe, right, or a blade, you will not be able to kill a rabbit. If you would, because rabbit is swift, deer is swift. You cannot kill a deer or rabbit using a blade or something. You need something else. You need something like a very small piece of sharp stone or something, and you can hit on that rabbit and rabbit gets killed. Something like that you need. It means whatever knowledge we had till now, yes, is no more effective. We will have to adapt to this new, you can say, a new climate, this new era where we have different types of animals. Earlier we were having big mammoth type animals, right? So we had a different strategy of killing them. But now since we have these rabbits, deer, etc., we will have to adapt. So that is one thing, we need to change our tools accordingly. We need some smaller tools, and maybe it will be better if we can put a rod to it. Right, if we can put a stick to it, and then if we throw the stick, like something like spear, and if we can figure it out, and we can have something like arrow, and we can basically aim and then kill. right? Something like that. So here we will have a different thought process, because the animals are very, very swift. It is not like you can use hand axe or blade or something. It will not be as useful, right? Earlier also we had spears, but spears were like having hand axe in the end. Right, again, lastly also, in the last stage also, we might be having spears, but it was basically spear and there was hand axe attached to the spear and we used to kill, right? But that is not going to be effective. We can't have heavy tools now. We need to have very, very light tools, very, very small tools, or basically small, you can say, stones to kill these animals. So now this new, you can say, need, this new requirement, right, will take us to a new type of tool. We will develop a new type of tool, which is microlith. So in the Mesolithic phase, we can continue till 11:30, right? I guess there is no issue as such. Yeah, a small topic, Mesolithic. We'll end at Mesolithic. So in the Mesolithic stage, now the tool technology, because there is no new flora and fauna, climate is changed. This is Holocene epoch, and now we have a new type of tool which is called as microliths. Micro means small, lith means rock. Right, so now these are microliths, these are called as microliths. These are very, very small, 1 centimeter to 5 centimeter, but there is no such measurement. This is just for the sake of convenience. We write 2 centimeter to 8 centimeter, 1 centimeter to 5 centimeter. Every historian has his own version. Right, so do not rely on it. And so it's just for the sake of convenience, I have written 1 centimeter to 5 centimeter. But roughly a very, very small tool. Right now, this is a microlithic tool. Here one of the type of stone which dominates is chalcedony. So earlier quartzite was dominating, but now the stone like chalcedony, quartzite is very, very strong, बहुत ठोस है, right, and very solid, very strong, and not easy to create such small tools. But chalcedony is comparatively fibrous. You can scrape it, right? And you can create your own version of a small tool in chalcedony. So the new type of stone which we are using, which we are preferring, is chalcedony. So earlier quartzite was dominating. Now we are more dependent upon chalcedony. Now the point is, sir, what is chalcedony? We don't care. Right? The reason we are student of general studies, we are not studying geology, how quartzite looks like, how chert looks like, how jasper looks like. Right now we don't care. Just remember the name, ki haan, it is chalcedony. How it looks like, how to make a tool or something, that is not required. Yes, so don't waste your time in it. Yes, so haan, to chalcedony. Apart from chalcedony, there are more stones like chert, jasper, etc., etc. But one name, if you want to take home, that is chalcedony. So chalcedony. So they are using chalcedony to make these small tools. Yes. Now again, historians, archaeologists, what they did, they said ki ha, this tool can be geometrical, this tool can be non-geometrical. There can be a shape like point, triangle, lunate, crescent, trapeze, rhomboids, etc., etc. Right? Again, not very important for us. What they mean to say is ki ha, it can be a triangle, right? And it depends what type of tool you are making. Right? It can be something like, curve, right, triangle, trapeze, different shapes can be there, lunates, right, the different shapes can be there. There may be a shape, there may not be a shape. So it can be a geometrical tool, it can be a non-geometrical tool, right, quite obvious. Also one thing which is important, so one thing is, yes, it can be geometrical, non-geometrical. Yeah, so it can be geometrical or non-geometrical. Fine. Yeah, shapes we don't have to mug up. Also, another important thing is, which they started to develop, was composite tools. Now what is composite tools? That spearhead, arrow. Now we will have a tool and we'll put a stick to it. One more type of composite tool I'll show you. One more type of composite tool is like this one. There is a, let's say, bone handle, or let's say this is wood, and then there are small microlith stones, big sharp blades, sharp microlith stones are attached over here. Okay, this is, let's say, wood or bone or something. And then there are small microlith blades attached over here. This is actually what? This is a sickle. Right now, this is a sickle. You can use it for cutting trees or cutting basically bushes and all. Right now, you must have seen sickle, hasiya. Right now, in Gaon, in our language, you call it hasiya something. है ना, तो hasiya. So that can be used for cutting trees, etc. So yes, so this is also a composite tool. Yes, even this is one type of sickle. Instead of circular, it can be a straight bar, and then there are blades over it, and this can be used for cutting. This can also be a tool. So now what we are having arrows, bow and arrows. We are having spearheads. We are having such type of sickles and all. So this is the new development. So now we have evolved into this new type of tools where we are making composite tools. We are using chakidani. It can be geometrical, it cannot be, it may not be geometrical, right? Not necessary. Depends upon the need. So this is one thing. Another thing which is happening in this particular era is so now we found out that there are few types of animals. For example, we saw dog. Right, and we realized this dog is good, man. We can basically pet them, and we can have them with us. Right, they can accompany us. They can help us in hunting. Then we found sheep, goat. Right, so when we saw sheep and goat, first of all we decided to kill them. Right, we were like, we brought our hand axe or whatever tool we had, and we decided we basically tried to kill them. But the problem was they were not running. Yes, we thought they will run, but they were not running. And then we realized it is not necessary to kill them today. We can have them, we can take them home, and then we will kill whenever required. This is a new discovery, right? Now I can have animal with me, I can keep this animal with me, and I can kill this animal whenever I am hungry. Whenever I don't have any other food, I'll kill this particular animal and I can have this food. Now this is itself a new discovery, right? This is a game changer thing. This is domestication of animal. Yeah, है ना, दुआ, DOA. So it's more like, जैसे दुआ कबूल हो गई, right? Some wish getting fulfilled. कि now, till now. अच्छा, by the way, think about this. Will we be still into food gathering? Why not? Of course, even today, right? On a food gathering, hunting. This will continue. It is not like you will forget food gathering and hunting. This will continue, but now we have a new element in our life, which is domestication of animal, which will give us better food security. Because when I kill animal, right? When I kill animal, this animal has to be consumed in, let's say, 3 days, right? On a 4 days max, right? On a 5 days, let's say. Yes, it has to be killed, it has to be consumed fast, because it will decay, right? It will kill me if I'm not eating it properly, right? So if I have food, or basically if I hunt, I have limited days for consumption, and then I have to find another hunt. But now this domestication of animal, this is ensuring that I have a backup, right? It's like having meat in refrigerator. I have meat ready with me, live meat. And if I'm not having food, if I'm not able to hunt, I have backup for a number of days. Right? I can kill these sheep and goat and whatever animals are there, and I can have them whenever required. This is food security. So in Mesolithic era, this domestication of animal is really a wish. And this wish got fulfilled. Now we are not totally dependent upon food gathering and hunting. We have a backup. We have domestication of animal. We have live food running with us. Right? So now this is great for us. It is a much better scenario than the previous scenarios. Now this is one thing. Now we are having this domestication of animal. Now we will be herding them. So technically we'll have to take care of these animals, correct? Now we'll become shepherd, we become pastoralist. So basically now we are in the business of herding animals. So technically we become pastoralist. So this is the era where we became pastoralist. So this is pastoralism. And since we still are not having any home or something, we are roaming around, so we are nomadic. So this is the era of nomadic pastoralism. So this is the phase for next 3,000, 4,000 years we will continue with the nomadic pastoralism. We are still not having house, or you can say a proper settlement or something, but we are roaming around from one place to another. We are nomadic, we are herding animals, we are pastoralists. Now the major occupation we have over here is domestication of animals. Along with it, we are still hunting, we are still into food gathering, we have better tools with us. Now we have microlith. Characteristic tool over here is microlith. But now, tell me, will this affect my mobility? My capacity to migrate is affected now. Yes or no? Yes. Has this affected my capacity to migrate or not? Yes, yes, yes. And do you think that now it is better, not to run very frequently, but to have some temporary settlements? Make sense? Now we should have some temporary settlements, whatever, and okay, whatever way. So now it is better to have some temporary settlements. So this is the phase where we will go for temporary settlements. Yes, where we will have to gather, and somebody has gone for herding, somebody has gone for hunting, somebody has gone for food gathering. They need to come back to one place. Or especially these animals cannot be taken very frequently. If there is a grass patch over here, these animals has to stay here so that they can eat grass. And that is the reason I cannot move this patch. You move from this patch, move away from this patch until and unless we have consumed the grass. Right? If it is over, then we'll find a new grass patch and we'll stay over there. People will go hunting, they will come back. So now there is what? There is start of temporary settlement. Now also gradually towards the end, we will also have a new thing coming up, which is primitive agriculture. Now, why this primitive agriculture? Now we are spending time with plants, right? Now, let's say with animals, we are able to see plants, right? We are sitting idle over there, animals are grazing and all, right? Now we can observe. Now we have some time, right? We have luxury to observe plants, right? So now we know, okay, there is a plant, gradually it grows and then it dies down. Or maybe I ate some food, and while herding animals, I have thrown the seed, and after some time I saw there is a plant from there. So there must have been, we don't know exactly how it happened, but it must have been like that. Now since we have, you can say, more time to you can say observe things and all. So now we know how a plant produce, how to create a plant, how to grow a plant. So some type of primitive agriculture, not like a real agriculture or something, right? Some type of gardening or primitive agriculture. I think we can grow this particular fruit, right? I know I throw this seed and a plant comes out and we can have fruit from it. Some type of primitive agriculture will start from here. Now agriculture also needs a lot of practice, attention and knowledge, etc. That will grow gradually. But here some primitive agriculture we start to have. Second, because we have time, we also have food with us. So, and we can wait, we can actually cook this food, you can say, with the time. So roasted food, use of fire for cooking and roasted food and all, this is something becomes prominent over here. It is not like we never used fire for cooking, etc. It is more like this is the common way now, or we find more evidence of roasted food from the Mesolithic era. Now, one more thing, because now we have time, right? So now we started spending time with each other. And now if somebody dies, we feel about it, right? Now we feel like, the person has gone, right? He's no more, he's killed, he's dead, right? So now we start feeling, now we have this emotion, and now we have time to express this emotion. So in this era, we find burials. Maybe there were burials before, but we have not found it yet. Right now, so from the Mesolithic era, Now we start to have burials. Now we have burials, now we see burials. People are being buried. Now people are being buried, and not only buried alone, but they are being buried with some grave goods. So what we also find, it is not just a burial, but there are some grave goods as well. You understand burial, right? Na, ki, we make a grave, and then we put the person inside it, and then we put some things inside it. For example, one animal, right? Na, or some water or something, right? Whatever. Some tool, right? Na, his tool should go with him only. Something like that. So now we are also employing grave goods. We are having grave goods. What is the purpose of the grave good? Why? Why are we putting something inside the grave? Why? What does it indicates? What does it indicates? Come on. Life after death. Correct. Now, see, this is also emotion. Right now, we don't want to believe that the existence of this person is over. Right? He's dead, he's gone, he's no more. No, we don't want to say that. We don't want to believe into this. And there comes the you can say belief in the afterlife. Maybe it is true. Maybe there is a real afterlife. I am not aware about it. Objectively, as a history student, we are discussing ki it means ki they want to believe that this person is gone and there is some afterlife, right? He has started a new journey. This is a good way to look at it. This relieves us, right? And rather than saying ki the existence of this person is over, right? You say ki no, a new journey has started, and there is a new journey or new life after this, and this person will need his tools, etc., in this new life as well. So let's support him. That is a good way to look at it. We feel this is for us, not for the person, right? And it is for us. We should feel relieved ki okay, it's okay, right? And there is a new life, right? So we still want to believe this? Yes, okay. I'm not saying it's true or it's not true, right? That is a different thing. But as an objective, you can say discussion of the subject, we are discussing like this. Okay. So yeah. So burials we have found burials and all. So yeah. Then we were discussing arrowheads, etc. This we have seen. Now, last point about Mesolithic. So Mesolithic is famous for cultural modernity. So what we are realizing gradually, gradually we are growing. Gradually, this cognitive, you can say, the cognitive implementation or the cognitive development is much more. And what we observe over here is cultural modernity. So another trait of this era is cultural modernity. Yes, cultural modernity. This cultural modernity somewhere started from here only. It is not like this is very, very new, but here we see it more evident. It is more prominent over here. Here what we have, we have cave paintings. Cave paintings, which already started over here, but now we have advanced type of paintings. So yes, so cultural modernity. So now this cultural modernity can be observed. Why modernity? Modernity is key today in the modern painting. What you want to see in a modern painting? In modern painting or the painting in the modern sense, what we want to have is emotions out of the painting. The painting should express something. There should be some emotion. It should not be about a picture. Right? Man is standing, woman is standing, or sun is setting. It is not about the picture. It is about the emotion it conveys. So the modern sense of painting says that what emotion is being conveyed, what story is being told by the painting. Does this type of painting, right, the Bhimbetka painting or the Mesolithic painting is having some emotional connect, is having some emotional, you can say, implication or not? So we realize, look at this painting, rock shelter. Is this conveying any emotion to you? Yes or no? Yeah. Is there any emotion in this painting? There is one person running behind some animal. Look closely. Okay. Let me reverse my question. What type of emotions you are getting out of it? What type of emotion is this? Chasing animal. Chasing animal is the event, right? I'm talking about emotions. Yes, it is able to convey, and first of all, it is able to convey that you are chasing, right? And it can be like one animal, another person, but you get a clear indication that it is running, it is chasing, right? So first of all, it is depicting motion very, very well. Second, you also realize, and I watch it closely, you will also realize there is a fun element, there is a humor. Right, like dog is any his person is well, like cartoon you see. In cartoons, what you see? Somebody is running and head and like some, and there is some emotion. Now look at this painting again. There is some fun element in this. Yes, maybe they are playing together. He's chasing, he's running behind him. Right, he's trying to catch that person or something. Right, that type of thing you are feeling out of this painting. Now watch this again. Right, even if I'm assuming that you can feel it. Right, you realize कि even in this rock art there is some type of emotions, some type of motion, right? And they are able to convey. So in the modern sense only, and in modern sense as well, these paintings are really good, right? And painted so long back. Now again, it also means that they were experts into it. It is not like if someday somebody said कि no, today I will paint. If we all decide to make a running animal scene today, we'll not be able to create this, right? It will be tough to decipher whether it is animal or cat or dog, whatever, right? It will be very, very tough to decipher. But here you see the person who has made this has clear understanding, right? Was an expert, right? And he had a clarity of how to make these lines and all, how to create emotions out of it. So there is expertise. It is not random ki someday because I was feeling bored or something, right? And I decided to paint and I created this. No, it is like some expert is doing this. There are some painters in that era who had created these paintings, and these they tell us a lot of things about them, right? And again, as I told you, if we paint today, we'll paint something which we see today, right? Similarly, they were painting what they could see, what they could experience. For them, animals were the most important thing, hunting was the most important thing, and apart from hunting, also they're dancing, right? And they're fun, right? And all these type of funs, right? And let me show you one painting. I think it quickly. Yeah, see this one. Right, this is in Lakhudiyar. This is Upper Palthikej, but Lakhudiyar has this painting, and there is a chain of humans. Right, chain of humans standing like this. है ना कि हाँ जो है everybody is standing, and where it is? Oh, yes, na chain of humans, and they are basically dancing. Right, and you must have seen this dance in your home parties as well. You and all your cousins, they make a train or something, and then they dance on DJ, right? Something like that. So they have these dancing images as well. Yeah, yeah. And also they made some dancing images, some festival images, right? And also there is a you can say clear divide. Ki green means fun, red means hunting. Right, there is a clear divide. Ki whenever they are painting some serious scene, some hunting scene, they will use red color. When they are painting some funny scene or something, they are painting some fun scene or something, they will use green color. That now this is not categorical कि हाँ every time it will happen, but mostly in general we have seen कि हाँ there is a clear bifurcation between the use of the color as well. कि हाँ if it is hunting it is red, if it is fun it is green, something like that. So we get to know a lot of things from these paintings. So these paintings are also an important source of history. It tells us about the society. Yeah. So Mesolithic period. So this cultural modernity we have seen. कि हाँ such type of paintings. There is one more term called petroglyph. What is petroglyph? Petroglyph is not painting. I don't know why why it works in Ottoman. Okay. Petroglyph is not painting. Petroglyph is you must have seen, you must have gone to some, let's say, you can say old archaeological place, some monument or something, and you must have seen, people go there and then they will take out a coin from their pocket and then they will scratch, right, na, ki, हाँ, somebody I love you, right, phone number, and if that person is bewafa, something like that, na, ki, you must have read it somewhere. That is petroglyph. Without the use of paint, by scratching the surface, if you create something, that is petroglyph. I have to fix this. Okay, so this is petroglyph. So they used to do petroglyph as well, but we are not much interested in petroglyph. We are more interested into rock art, where they actually use the color to depict the whole scene and all. Yeah. So one of the earliest painting, in fact, the first painting we have discovered in the whole world is in India. So the first painting which was discovered in the whole world was Suhagi Ghat painting. So in 1867. Why? I think this is corrupt now. Let me not use it. I'll get a new one. Okay. So the oldest painting we found, not the oldest painting of the world, the oldest painting we have found, the first painting found in the world is Suhagi Ghat. Yes, Suhagi Ghat. Yes, this is Mirzapur. At least Mirzapur, in 1867. So this was the first time we have seen a rock art. Right, na, ki, the Suhagi Ghat painting? Yes. Though the oldest painting in the world, right, and the oldest painted, right, and the painting which was painted, the earliest painting, that is Altamira, that is in Spain. Yes, but the earliest found in the world was India, Suhagi Ghat. It was found by Archibald Carlyle. This itself can be a question. Archibald Carlyle. And then later on, after 1867, we have found so many Mesolithic sites, so many rock arts and all, in which the most famous is, after independence, we found Bhimbetka. So Bhimbetka caves, the most prominent, the most famous is Bhimbetka caves. Bhimbetka, MP. Yes, we have found a lot many paintings over here. Yes. So Bhimbetka. So yes, the Bhimbetka. So like this one is, one hunting scene we have. Right now, they are chasing somebody. Yeah, the person is more like stick. Even in our marriages and all, there is oldest in India. Bhimbetka is oldest in India. Right now, it started in Upper Palthing only. So Suhagi Ghat is not the oldest in India. So oldest found in the world is Suhagi Ghat. Yes. Okay. So now, so again, even if you observe in our marriages and all, the old tradition, there is a thing called kobhar. And a kobhar. What we do, right? And like in my marriage, my mother made a kobhar, right? And you must have seen something like, so one person is there and some legs are there and something like this, and our hands are there, right? So we still use such images, and this is something we started, and even in the other festivals like Bhaiya Dooj or Karwa Chauth. In Karwa Chauth, there is a chalk being made, and in that chalk also we basically narrate some story, and there also we have these stick-like the humans. So this is a very common depiction of humans which we still use, right? If still we are making such animals or such humans and all, and this is something we find even a lot of you can say Adivasi paintings and all, like Varli tribes and all, they use these paintings, right? So even in a lot of tribal paintings we still have these figures which is basically connecting us to the Mesolithic era or to the ancient era, right? And Lithic eras, we are still having such paintings. So all type of paintings will be there. Yes. So yeah, so hunting scenes, as I said, predominate. A lot of birds, animals, human beings are shown. Snakes we have not found. Again, in culture course we'll go deeper. Right now, when we'll be studying culture, you will analyze the paintings much more, because then the topic will be painting. I'll be able to tell you what exactly the painting is, what all things we need to look for in a painting. But right now, let's look at the from the lens of the lithic age rather than the painting. Yes. So animal hunting scene is something which predominates. A lot of people together they are hunting, some pointed sticks, arrows, bows. So we'll find a lot of tools being used over here. Somebody having traps, etc. Hunters wearing simple clothes and ornaments, some idea about religious practices, gender bases and all. Some ideas, not clear ideas, but some indication that there is some general practice. Now, again. One painting we have found in Jaora, Ratlam district, MP. This is abstract painting. This is not hunting, nothing. It is just design. Right? It is like sari ka pallu type. Right? There is some embroidery design or some some textile design which we have today in the bed sheets or the curtains and all. That type of painting design we have in Jawara Ratlam. This is abstract painting, which shows the level of expertise they had. It is not about just drawing animals or somehow drawing humans and all, but they also had such abstract ideas ki we can have some patterns, we can have some designs. This is unique example of abstract painting ki it was not only about animal hunting, human scenes and all, but they were capable of making abstract painting as well. That means there you can say cognitive development was good enough when they were into Mesolithic age, and gradually we are moving towards our modern era. Yes. Now sites. So sites, there are a lot of painting sites. For example, Jawara, Kathautia, Sundargarh, Azuthu Guha, Lakhudiyar, Piklihal, Tekla Kota, so many. I'm not asking you to mug it up today, right? Now, while you revise, you will have these so many sites, right? You can keep on revising. Few sites which I want you to retain today. Yeah. So one site is your Bagor. Bagor is the largest microlithic site. This is Bagor. You can write it in the end, but it is better to write like this so that you know exactly why it is for what it is known for. So Bagor is in Rajasthan. There is one Bagor in MP. There is one Bagor in Rajasthan. So one Bagor. So Bagor in Rajasthan. It is known for microliths. A lot of microlithic tools were found over there. Maybe there is some imagination, yes. But the point is, even in your imagination, you will imagine what you can see. Even when we imagine one alien also has two eyes. Maybe it is not required, right? But still, our aliens are also having two eyes because that is how we can imagine. Because we have seen humans, right? So we believe that aliens will also be like that only, if there is any. Yes, so something like that. Ki there must be some correlation. Right? Ki even if it is imagination, they will imagine what they could see. Right? They will not imagine something which they have never seen. Okay, so yeah. So one of the important sites is Bagor in Rajasthan. One of the best site for the domestication of animals is Adamgarh. Best documented, oldest site for the domestication of animal is Adamgarh, MP. Yes, so one site I want you to remember is Adamgarh, MP. Then for burials, there are three sites. Very, very famous burials. If you have space near burial, you add there only. If no, then one is Sarai Nahar Rai. One is Mahadaha. And one is Damdama. Damdama. Right? These three sites, they are known for burials. In fact, Mahadaha has a burial which has male plus female both. Right, inside one grave, we have male and female both. Science and tech classes started? Okay, just give me 1 more minute. Right, I'm done. Those who want to drop off can drop off. Right now, we are almost done only. Okay, so yeah, so let me just show you Sarai Nahar Rai and Mahadaha. Yes, so this is your Ganga river. And in the north of Ganga river in UP, this is Allahabad. Yes, so in the north of this Ganga river, Allahabad, there are three sites, three kind of sister sites. One is Sarai Nahar Rai, one Mahadaha, one Damdama. They are known for burial. These sites are in UP. Yes, not the UP sites. These three sites. Yeah. One last point. Though this era is not known for pottery, right? But some evidences of pottery are there in a site called Langanj. Langanj, this is in Gujarat, Langanj. Though we are not expecting pottery over here, but there was some evidence, some some trial and error they had done, and this is in Langanj in Gujarat, right? So this is one exception. One site we have for pottery, right? Some evidences of pottery are there, Langanj. That's it. So on the map, if you want to see, this is Adamgarh, Bhimbetka, right? This Sarai, Naharrai, Mahadaha, Damdama are together. Then this is Bagor in Rajasthan, microlithic site, and one Adamgarh we have already seen. Adamgarh is for domestication. Yes, okay, okay. These are good enough. Now again, sites are so many, but good enough for us. While you revise, you can have more. Now look at this map. Look at this timeline. So in Mesolithic, we have seen one of the most important thing is domestication of animal and nomadic pastoralism, usage of microlith. Now some temporary settlements start to happen, some primitive agriculture, use of fire and the roasted food, and now we have burials. And lastly, there is cultural modernity. There are cave paintings and all. Yes. So now we have seen this development. And now, finally, by 6000 BC, we realize that now we have this agriculture coming in. Agriculture comes in 6000 BC. We'll continue from here tomorrow. Yes, please go ahead with your another class. Yeah. This agriculture is important, right? Now we can have all the songs and everything because now we have agriculture. Yes, do join this Telegram channel. I'll share the whole original PDF over here. Yes, this whole PDF I'll share. Yeah. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow. Any doubt or something? Aryan invasion, Kavish will discuss. We'll discuss Aryan invasion. Aryan invasion is not true, but it is true. We'll discuss. The time will come. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Anshu. Thank you, everyone. Any doubt or something? Yeah, all clear. No doubts. Nothing. Okay. Okay. So we'll meet again tomorrow. We'll continue from here. We'll talk about Neolithic age and all, and then we'll talk about Chalcolithic, etc. Again, this is not a very favorite domain of UPSC CSE, but still you can say there are chances. The type of focus we have, in UPSC, in ancient India from UPSC, definitely UPSC will gradually move into this chapter as well. They will ask a lot of questions. Already CAPF and all, we are CDS, CAPF, we are already having a lot of questions from this particular chapter. Right, and not in CSE. I don't know why, but till now UPSC somewhere is restraining, itself from asking a lot of questions from this particular chapter. They have asked few, very few, but still they have the potential. They can ask many questions from here. Yes, so let's not underestimate this chapter. I know it is tough, but it was tough, right? And it is less tough than what they had faced, right? Less tough on what Homo erectus had faced, and less tough than what Middle Paleolithic, Upper Paleolithic, and Mesolithic had faced. So it is less tough than that. Inamgaon is not a very prominent site in Amgaon, right? In this era, it is not very prominent. Later on, it will become prominent. Yes, but yes, there are more sites. Yes, of course, there are more sites. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow, and please do revise. Again, focus on just focus on the characteristics and sites. That's it, right? Story is something you have to listen for the very first time. Now you have all the concept. Now you understand how this is happening. Eventually, now your whole focus should lie upon this particular timeline. That's it. The whole characteristic thing and the site thing. Now you don't have to mug up all the sites today. Gradually you'll have to increase the number of sites, right? And the multiple revision will help you. Eventually only this much is good enough. This whole chapter, or basically whatever we have discussed till today, should come on this page only. This one page is good enough. That's it, right? And nothing else you need to study. You don't have to study the whole story again and again. Okay, so see you again. Yes, the new batch is not having any other class. It is having only one class, so it is fine, right? And let's meet again tomorrow. See you again. Bye bye. Good day. Keep studying. Keep revising.